So for our translators, we're gonna do a setup and a playthrough video to show how exactly the game is played, and that might help you guys to get the translations correct. So we have the player material in these bags, because our prototype inlay was broken when I sent it to reviewers. We're going to place the mats approximately like this, so the catapult fits right behind the mat. Of course, players can choose how far apart they want to play, depending on their skill level. We have the set of strategy cards that goes into no man's land in the middle of the table. We have the city cards that go there as well. We'll just need 2 of them. We have the super shots, the round die, which is put onto round number 1, super shots, and the coins in the treasury. Wat is de helft van ons pakken? Huh? Yeah. We have 4 towers for each player. For each tower we have an upgrade to level 2 and an upgrade to level 3. Same for the other player. We also have the 40 wall stones for each player, 5 of each kind. Then of course we also have the helper cards, the info cards. This one shows the guild abilities, and this one is summarizing how the phase or the rundown of the phases for the master mode and all the actions that can be taken in the master mode. Then we have the supports for the guilds. 2 of each kind are starting material. Let's go onto the playmat. All new material that is put on the playmat must be put on the playmat in undestroyed state, which means the bottom side must be in parallel to the playmat, but they cannot be stacked at the moment. That's only allowed in the building phase. Then we have additional 2 supports of each kind that go into the reserve, so this is the reserve of that player. Same over here. We can adjust the catapult. That's how we put it into the box, so it fits. If you take out that axis, we can adjust it and put it back in. And mostly we will shoot one to the front like this. So basically the big thing here is the 0 point if it's on top of the spike, and we go 1 forward. That's a good setting for most shots. Shuffle the cards. So the game is set up, and that's how we basically start. To see who goes first in the first round, we each roll our 4 ammo dice, and the player with the higher sum goes first. So I have 5, 11, 15, and she has 13. So I go first. First round, this means I get to choose my city card first. I'm just gonna take one, doesn't really matter. This goes face down, so my opponent does not know which city I am. However, as soon as I use the guild ability or the city card itself, it must be shown, so to prove that you are actually able to use that effect. Then I also get 2 strategy cards first, and I will be able to perform actions first. Now, as we have chosen the city cards and have taken our first 2 strategy cards, that's when we actually place the towers. Also just gonna do something like this, maybe take care what guild I am having on my city card. And then it's of course a good idea to protect that tower a bit more than the others. Because if you lose the tower of that guild, you cannot use the guild ability anymore. I'm not going to use my cards. Now, what actions do we have? We have 4 action points. If you turn 1 action point, it is used, and I only get it back at the beginning of the next round. I can pair preparation phase, obtain 2 coins. These are collecting taxes, we call that. Both players can do that. It's not an action, it's a so-called act. And acts can be done even if the other player is on the turn right now. So Chen could have taken that the coins before me even. Now I have 2 coins. What can I do with them? I can buy more wall stones, where 1 coin equals 4 wall stones, together with 1 action point. I also can buy 1 card for a coin, also combined with 1 action point. And I think that is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna turn 1 action point, pay both coins into the treasury, and can choose 8 wall stones. And that's where I remember, I totally forgot, we have on the setup of the game we have actually first put 24 wall stones onto the battlefield. The territory, sorry. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So that was basically the setup. Also the stones cannot be stacked, but they must, each stone must be connected to another wall stone, so they are not destroyed. So I bought 8 more, so I'm gonna put 8 more onto the territory, and then it's Chen's turn, as I used an action point. And Chen's gonna play a card, which is called in English Window Fair, card number 5. Card number 5. What this does is she can steal. That's the other one. You mean shattered glass now? Oh yeah. She steals 2 of my windows from my reserves and puts it on her territory to build in the building phase. The card goes underneath her playmat to mark that the next 2 windows that I destroy on her side, or if I kill the Glacier's tower, I will get back 2 windows into my reserves. It doesn't matter if it's the 2 that she just stole or the other ones. Then it's my turn again, because she used an action point. And I'm gonna pass for now, which means she can keep on playing. If I ever choose to come back and do something later, I can do that, but if both players pass, we move on to the next phase. there's another action and another card. She plays Lightning Strike, which means she rolls 2 ammo dice, and the sum of the dice decides how many wall stones I need to put into destroyed state. So it means I must disconnect them and cannot use them in the building phase. That's 6, and the choice is up to me. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the card also says, after that, there's a cleanup phase just for me. So a cleanup phase means each wall stone that is not connected to any other wall stone is destroyed and put back into the quarry. So 6 of my just bought 8 stones are already gone. I still pass. She does another action. She makes a tower upgrade. That's also 1 action point and 2 coins. Allows her to put the upgrade onto level 2 underneath her tower. She chooses the Lumberjack's tower, which also means she gets 2 more supports of the Lumberjacks. I still pass, and she also passes, and that's when we go into the first building phase. And for the case of this video, I'm also going to use the game app, which is optional. And we are around number 1, building phase. I'm going to do this without sound. And we have 2 minutes to build. On this also the rules quickly. We can build basically anything we want. It's not allowed to put weight on the towers anyhow, in any way. Other than that, you can place the material everywhere you like, except it must be on your playmat. So I could even go like this as soon as I am, as long as I can put it connected to the playmat, that's okay. Alright, let's start. Of course, you can also stack the support materials onto the stones. That's what you think will be the best defense, or the best use for them. Towers can also be turned. They just must stay inside the boundaries of their hexagon. We have 1 minute left and a few seconds. Forty-five seconds. $30 seconds. I'm good to go here. $20 seconds. 10. She's done, so we can stop this and move on to the next phase, which is the attack phase. Now, as I also had the higher die roll, I also gonna go first in the first round. Take the catapult, I can place it on... Nej, piece of beton. Along the playmat, the middle point, which is the small hole inside here in the middle, cannot go over the sideline of the playmat. So that's max position, that's max position. Of course can also turn it as long as the spot is on the line. We have 4 ammo dice, which is our basic ammunition, and we have 4 attacks that we can do. Of course I could also turn an action point to get 4 additional attacks, but I don't have 4 additional ammo, so that's of no use right now, but we get to that later. Now I also can play cards, of course. So I'm gonna play Ammo Shortage, card number 28, which means Jen must renounce of 2 ammo dice, but she can roll it by hand to get a coin eventually. So that's no coin, but the card also says if she had no coin on the first roll, she can do another roll. Still no coin.
Ist das jetzt nicht so, ich muss sie noch drücken? Bis Ende ruhig. Wegen Duplikation oder so?
Yeah. The symbol on the lower right says this card only goes to the played card stack at the end of the attack phase. So it stays there. Thanks. That's an unclear die, though I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but it was kind of got stuck like this, so that's a re-roll. It's a 1, it's no coin. Basically about that I didn't mention it. If a die shows the coin symbol, the player who rolled the dice or used it as ammo gets instantly 1 coin. It's also an act, you have to say I'm gonna take that coin, otherwise it's gonna decay, some sort of. Also when a die goes to the ground, that's a coin, so I'm gonna take that coin. And that's the first tower down. Just leave it like that, we only care for that in the cleanup phase. Except if there was a card in play that would have to do something with a destroyed tower, of course. That's 4 shots, no other coins for me. I hand the catapult over and then it's Jen's turn to attack with the 2 ammo dice she has left. That's a coin. Of course she's gonna take that. Catapult stays with her because she will be first in the next round. The attack. If no one wants to play any cards or do other things in the attack phase, we're gonna move on to the first cleanup phase. So the card goes on the stack. And here we first gonna do, except if someone wants to play a card, but we don't, I think. First we care for the wall stones that are disconnected. So this is out, this is out, this is out because that's no wall stone, that's a tower and must be a wall stone that connects it. So these 3 go back to the quarry. Next we would care for destroyed supports, so if I would have overthrown supports, these would go out as well. And next we care for the tower, so she has the blacksmith's tower that was toppled over. And because the tower fell, she also has to get rid of the iron supports that belong to that guild. Building phase, cleanup phase concluded, we move on to the next round, and now Jen's first to pick 2 cards. We can unturn our action points, so we have 4 action points again. She takes her taxes, so do I. And she's first to do an action, which is another card, like the sister card of the window affair. This also goes underneath the mat, and this time she steals my iron supports. And I'm gonna do a wildfire, card number 3, which allows me to do a die roll with X dice. X is marked on the little X on the right side, which is 4 dice. Now I could pay coins to reduce the number of dice, and that's important because if I leave it at 4, if none of my dice shows a coin symbol, she loses all her log storages. Now that's so I have 4 chances to roll a coin. If I want to reduce that chance, I could pay up to 3, and then I am left with just 1 die, which leaves just 1 chance to get a coin. But I don't want to do that because I want to keep the coins. And if I roll coins, I also get the coins, so it's a win-win for me. So there's 3 coins. That was a good call for me, so I'm gonna get 3 coins, but Jen is gonna keep her log storages. That was a 1 in a million.
Earthquake.
Then she plays Earthquake. That's card number 29. Allows her to choose one of my towers.
The blue one.
The blue one, the stonemasons. Then she rolls a die, and she can then choose a path along the hexagons that I need to move my tower. Through the walls, through everything that's there. But I can decide. That's a 1. Now, Earthquake allows her to pay, after she knows X, so to say, she can pay up to 2 coins to increase it. Because it's a bad die roll in this case. Although one could also do some damage. Perhaps more is more.
Yeah.
Now she also needs to
Pay 2.
remind herself that I have 6 coins and can
Oh,
spend
Scheiße,
them
das habe ich vergessen.
to kind of bet against her coins. So I'm gonna throw these in, so it stays on 1. I cannot pay 3 to go down to 0.
In dem Fall einen, hä? Das habe ich voll verhängt, dass du
Ja.
eins hast.
Aber es ist gut, dass wir es dann zeigen können.
Eins ist weg, so zum Roten.
So she goes into this direction. I decide how slowly I move. But that's not gonna end well, I think. I must move the tower as far until it's completely inside the new hexagon. Doesn't need to go into the middle, but needs to cross the border entirely. And also Earthquake says there is following a cleanup phase for me, so we gotta check if something's not right anymore, but that looks fine.
Scheiße, hätte ich doch lieber Sack.
Then it's my action. I'm gonna turn an action point and pay 2 coins for my first tower upgrade. I'm gonna choose the stonemasons. Also again, the upgrade makes the tower a bit broader in its base, and I must place it entirely in the hexagon. Also other towers that moved out must go back into hexagons. So my building situation also changed now.
Ich kaufe Karten.
She buys a card for 1 action point and 1 coin. And then it's my turn again. And that's when I am gonna use my guild ability, stonemasons, and also activate the city card. I am stonemasons, which allows me, whenever I extract 4 stones, I can also draw a card. And the city effect allows me to extract 6 wall stones for free. So I'm gonna extract 6 wall stones and also draw a card, because it's 4. I would have needed 8 to get another card, but I couldn't do that. So this is used. If I would have only used the guild ability, it goes like this. to show which city I am. She's also allowed to know which city I am, but now I also activated the city card, so we tap it to mark that it is fully used. Then using city card or guild ability is not an act and not an action, so it's still my turn, so to say. I'm gonna drop 2 cards, which is an act, doesn't need an action point, and I can either trade these for a coin or I can trade these for a new card. And I'm gonna pick a coin this time, and it's still my turn because it was an act and not an action. And now comes my action. Action point 3 coins. Another tower upgrade for the stonemasons. Now also, interesting fact, on my first tower upgrade I forgot to put these in, and that is entirely my fault. If I forget, I will not get them back later. But luckily I had another tower upgrade and now I'm thinking of it, so I can bring them back in. Every tower upgrade, if you have supports left in your reserve, you can put 2 of the according supports. Up to two on your territory. If I would have had only 1 left, I could have brought only 1 in. She passes. I'm gonna pass 2, so we go into the next building phase. Round 2, building phase. Hopla. Go. What? Now also important, as I have a tower level 3 and its new base is exactly the height of 1 wall stone, I cannot put the wall stones on top of that edge there. I would actually need to do some space. So tower upgrade is here and I put it underneath. I cannot show it like this. That's not allowed. I need to have some air between. Yeah. Okay. Now Janet first to attack. No coin. And that's a kill on the green tower. So the tower doesn't need to fall entirely. If it is not set fit on the flat on the playmat, it is considered destroyed. Now she has to take care that she doesn't hit it again, because maybe it comes back like this. So sometimes it's better to waste the last shot instead of bringing a tower back. I have a tower on level 3, which means I can use that guild's super shot together with my ammunition. Now I have 5 ammo, but only 4 attacks. That's right. Now I'm gonna use my last action point to increase my attack capacity up to 8, so I can use all of my ammo. The order in which you launch your ammo is up to you. I'm gonna start with the super shot. I also could use it on 3rd, 4th spot, wherever I want. Then also after each attack, when building material is leaving the territory, needs to be put back onto the territory without strategic advantage or disadvantage. It's also a reroll. It's also important to leave the dice as they are, how they land. Now, for example, I have 2 5s and there is a card in the deck that is using these numbers, so if I would have that card, that would allow me to relaunch these dice with the catapult. But I don't have the card, just to say it is important what the dice show, not only the coin symbol. That's another tower. So that would have been 3 5s. I could have used a reused 3 ammo dice to attack again in that matter. And then we go to the cleanup phase. First, disconnected wall stones, that's 1 for me. Yeah. She loses the blue tower and also the blue supports. Now you see there's stone falling apart, and if they would have been disconnected, that wouldn't have mattered because we first checked for the wall stones. That's why we put it in this order. So if you have to pick out something from underneath the wall and it falls apart, you can still keep it because we have checked before.
Aber nicht mehr zusammenschieben oder so, wegen Vorhaukarten.
Yeah, you're also not allowed to put destroyed material back together into an undestroyed state outside of the building phase. That's only allowed in the building phase. You can take apart whatever you want, whenever you want, but not put it back together. So if I were to decide, for some reason I want to free my red tower a bit, I want to take care that I take enough material so it stays in an undestroyed state, because I'm not allowed to, let's say, put this down and then stack it back together because it was together before. That's not allowed, that's fully up to me, so that's why I decided to take these. Exactly, because we had already 2 cards like Earthquake and Lightning Strike that forces me to do a cleanup phase. And if that would have happened to me now, and she plays Lightning Strike, I have to do the effect of Lightning Strike on my constructed wall, but these would also go out because the cleanup phase follows for me and these are considered destroyed. So you have always to take care that you leave them together somehow. Also, while I drag that back, it could have happened that these 2 got disconnected, and I would also haven't been allowed to put them back, so they would need to stay like this, but that didn't happen yet in this case. So, what was happening?
Yeah,
just an explanation. Cleanup phase, next round. That was it. On turn all action points. I get 2 cards first, then Jen gets 2. I'm going to collect my taxes. And I'm going to play Wandering Bush, card number 8. As she has 4 stone sockets in her reserves, I'm going to pay 2 more coins, because that card allows me to pay 2. So X is now not 2 but 4, so I get all 4 of her stone sockets. Put them on my playmat. The card goes underneath my playmat to show that I have stolen these from her. And it's her turn. She plays Desperation, which means I cannot upgrade towers, which is kind of a bad move because I have no coins left. And of course that's up to her to check out. He has no coins, so I also don't need to play that card.
Yeah.
But just to show how important that is to see what your opponent has left, how many action points, how many cards, how many coins, etc. I'm gonna pass.
Half with a coin.
Drops 2 cards for a coin.
Not
Still her turn, and then she makes a tower upgrade. I pass. Then we move on to the next building phase. Number 2, building phase. Let's go. Also, in each building phase I could totally take apart all of my defenses and rebuild them. The only thing is that the towers cannot move.
Hast du jetzt einfach vergessen?
Unbedingt. One minute 20. One minute.
Wird schon schief gehen.
So we're done with that. Mostly you only use the full 2 minutes in the first round or when a card was played. That forces you to start anew, or you self decide to crumble all the walls and start from scratch. This still stays here. I'm gonna attack first. I again have my super shot and 4 ammo dice. I can always use the super shot as long as my tower starts on level 3 into the attack phase. Just to have that said, because there are cards that depend on that rule. Another tower gone. We don't want to play forever. I think we have covered most of the rules by now. But now she has a tower on level 3, which only with ammo dice is quite hard to topple over. So probably I'm gonna need another round or another 2 rounds to have the super shot available, but I can of course try, or also use the ammo dice, try to weaken her wall beside the tower. So she has less building material in the next round, which would increase my chance, yes, like this, to topple the tower over with the ammo dice die.
Hast du den Action Point gehabt für den 5. Schuss?
I forgot to turn my action point for increasing the ammo, so I'm gonna do that. Also, in such a case, if it would have been my last action point and I would have had a card that I would have wanted to play, there is no way I have to turn that action point, and the card would have been unplayable just in a argument situation, so to say. That was also a nice shot. A bit too far. Ein Strichchen weniger wäre gut gewesen. Another one like that, and then it's a goner. It's the wall stones are. And that's a fallen log storage and also a destroyed yellow tower. So we move into the cleanup phase. If no one wants to play, she also forgot to turn the action point. First the wall stones, then the supports. But we see if I move this, the tower will also move. So this means it was actually destroyed. But the wall stone is still connected to the other wall stone, so I can keep that. Take the tower out. And with the tower I also lose my windows. Now this is such a case. I take these two wall stones, keep them connected and put them to the side to get to the window. She gave back my two windows because she also lost the last year's towers, and with this the window fair card is resolved fully. I guess that was that. Yeah, these two are destroyed, we said. Why do you still have the iron supports? Sure. Ah, those are mine. You stole them. Okay, then move on to round number 4. Unturn the action points, and Jen goes first. Don't forget your city card. Okay, buys 2 cards. So that shows you can also spend more than 1 coin in the action of buying strategy cards. Use only 1 action point, but use more coins to get more cards. And then it's my turn. I collect my taxes now, and oh man, I'm stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna upgrade another tower, which is the... I'm gonna choose the lumberjacks, because from the... if I would upgrade the blacksmiths, I would get no supports, because I don't have iron supports left, because Jen stole them, so I'm gonna go with the lumberjacks. So I at least get 2 more log storages. She plays Plague, which is card number 61. Yep. And I need to drop 4 cards. 2 cards, but I have Reflection on my hand, which is card number 44, which forces her to do the effect of Plague, except if she has a counter or something.
Ich muss jetzt das machen.
Yeah. So she has to drop 2 cards. But it's good that we can show it. I'm sorry, I'm a locker all the time on this game. So I played an action, so it's her turn again. She passes. I pass as well. And now I think, yeah, I'm gonna start from scratch. Ready?
Yep.
Go. What about these? Can't remember, so in fairness to your player, I'm gonna take them out. Or leave it like they are in destroyed state.
Sure.
Yeah, and she's gonna go first. Now, she is allowed to play first action, she's allowed to attack first. Now, if I want to play a card, I have to ask her, do you want to play a card? Because else I do.
No.
So I'm gonna play Empty Warehouse, which forbids her to use super shots or special ammunition. Super shots are of course the bigger parts, and as special ammunition counts everything else, so if you are allowed to use wall stones or supports or towers as ammunition. This goes underneath until the end of the attack phase.
Und nachher schlägst du mich und dann habe ich die Karte auch nicht zeigen können.
Und die, die du noch hast?
Ja.
Ich kann daneben schießen.
So, Entschuldigung, ich kann die Tür noch tun.
Mo, eine
Eine
ist.
gelbe, aber nicht absichtlich.
Ist trotzdem. Did I mention I always get lucky in this game? Nice one. And the coin. You want it?
Ja, okay. Habe ich endlich noch mal einen Coin?
Nein.
Lässt mir ab. Hey, ja.
Thanks, log.
Hast du schon mal würfeln?
Count it as a 1. Move the wall stone to the side.
Ein Coin.
That's a coin. Then I renounce that die, so I don't have to spend the action point for the last shot, and instead I use it for can't remember the name in English. It's card number 55. Economy boost is the thing, which means I only get the extra coins at the start of the next cleanup phase, but I get them doubled. So put the coin on that card and I will get 2 coins at the start of the cleanup phase, which is now. I take 2.
Also Cleanup Phase ist es.
Ever?
Ah, Start of the Cleanup.
Yeah. This is resolved. Get rid of these, get rid of that, get rid of them. And there's also a wall stone here connected to the stone sockets, but that is a gunner because these are no wall stones. Other than that, it looks fine. Move on to round number 5. This was resolved, I think,
Ja, schon länger.
1 round ago. I still have these. She still has them, but this one is resolved too. On turn action points, I'm first to go on the cards. I'm going to collect taxes. And now, just for the sake, because I can do it and show it, of course, as well, because we haven't had that, I'm gonna turn 2 action points, pay 4 coins, and bring back 1 tower onto the playmat. I can choose a new hexagon. Put it here, get 2 supports of that guild, and that was my action. She plays Souvenir, card number
7,
which steals my lock storages. She's a thief. And then it's my turn. I have no money, but I have cards. I'm not gonna play them, I pass. She passes as well, then we move on to the tournament rules, or not?
Ich kaufe noch Stein.
Okay.
Nein?
Normally we would move on because she decided to pass, but if she wants to allow it,
Mal, ich kaufe Stein.
she does.
12.
12 stones. Now, if she would have been a city of the stonemasons, she could have drawn 3 additional cards if activated, but that isn't the case. Now we build.
Yeah.
Let's go. Now, of course, I have to also take care for my brought back tower. Need to protect that as well, as good as I can. Okay. I forgot to start the timer.
Sure, yeah,
Okay. Okay. Now, also for the sake of showing cards, I'm gonna play Hand of a God, which allows me to throw my 4 ammo dice by hand. It is important that I release them over my playmat. So I don't want to overstep or something, else if I would do damage while overstepping, she would be allowed to do the same attack. And of course her 4 attacks as well, but she gets to shoot back. And also any damage done, that means damage to the stones is not undone, because you cannot exactly do that because you don't know how exactly they were. But if a tower would fall, you would re-erect the tower. But I'm trying not to overstep, so it's better to be safe than sorry. So that's some damage. My 4 ammo dice are used up, but I still have my super shot. And the quite nice thing about that card is, because it counts as 1 attack, if it would have been the last tower and I would have destroyed it, then that would have meant that Jen was only allowed to use 1 attack to counter-attack.
Weißt du, was da hängt? Durchmachbrück kann ich günstiger machen.
Yeah, she forgot to make her tower upgrades cheaper with her guild ability, and I remember some time ago I told her to don't forget her city card.
Ja, wegen der Stadtfähigkeit, aber nicht wegen der Gilde.
Yeah. Same card. So I'm left with my stone super shot. Let it go.
Dann bin ich jetzt dran, hä?
Ja.
Ich verzichte auf einen Würfel. Also ich tue die Stadtdings aktivieren. Verzichte auf einen Würfel, darf ein Dings zurückdrehen.
Okay, she uses her city effect, city card. Now she hasn't used the guild ability before, so that will decay. She cannot use the guild ability later on as she activates the city card. And her city card, Kurana, allows her to renounce ammo dice and unturn action points.
Und für jeden noch Karte ziehen.
And for each renounced ammo die, she also gets to draw a card.
Dann spiele ich die Ruine. Oder willst du noch Karten spielen?
No, that's okay. But I play Change of Plans.
Okay.
So that's basically a counter.
Das ist voll fies. Ich kann jetzt wieder den Turm überschiessen. Hast du das sparen? Weil zum Karten zeigen, das habe ich jetzt eingeschafft. Schutz.
But it's also the first counter card that we can show. Okay, then she plays structural damage, card number 67, which allows her to choose one of my towers, the blue one, and now if she hits in with all of her attacks, if she hits the blue tower directly without touching anything else on the way, at least 2 times, and the tower doesn't fall, the tower is considered destroyed in the next cleanup phase anyway. So you have to take good care what happens, and of course always be fair, play fair. I'm not sure.
Ich auch nicht, ob er das erste Dings getroffen hat. Oder
I would say counter, because I didn't see it from here because
ja,
it was so low.
Dings eben, er müsste dort drauf fahren, sonst hätte er irgendetwas getappt, wo wir ja gesehen haben.
Yeah, but I think we can give that. But I'm gonna try to see it from the other side.
Da ist auch wieder auf
Probably the same, so gonna give that. So the tower will be considered destroyed in the next cleanup phase, which is of course a very powerful card against level 3 towers. And that was a coin, by the way.
Ach schon? Ja, okay.
And another one.
Ach schon. Jetzt frisst er noch.
You can always use money. Did you? No, you renounced, so you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cleanup phase. Stones first. That's the only one. No supports damaged, but the tower is considered destroyed because of structural damage. That was also resolved. The Hand of God. This is out. I lose the right to use my super shot. All the stone sockets go out as well. And 4 of them belong to Chen. So this the Wandering Bush card is also resolved. There's another one. Bye bye. Okay. Round number 6. You go first. On to an action point, of course.
Werfe 2 Karten ab für neu.
Discards 2 cards to get a new card. I'm gonna collect my taxes.
Und ich kaufe nochmal 2 Karten.
And buys 2 cards for an action points and 2 coins. I'm gonna discard 2 cards as well and get another coin. This was an act and not an action, but now I'm doing an action. Power upgrade to level 3.
Treibsand.
Last word. Counter. Now I guess she
Jetzt, oder?
she also has a counter in her hands and she wanted to counter my counter card, but as this is the last word, it is a counter that cannot be countered. Except for change of plans, which is not, no, I think I changed that. No, not even change of plans can counter that.
Was heißt was? Even change of plans?
Yeah. Earlier it was counterable by change of plans.
Was ist das?
Planoptimierung. Planänderung.
Ja.
But I have to change the card text that no other cards can be played until this card is resolved. So not even Planänderung can interrupt this card.
Okay.
Understand?
Ja. Also auch mit Planänderung kannst du die nicht?
No. Yeah, that's nasty.
Du bist echt ein Lacker.
Yeah.
Das ist es.
I am.
Dann regst du mich langsam auf.
I know. You still have 2 coins.
Was? Was?
You still have 2 coins.
Nein, ich habe Karten gekauft.
But you got 2 coins in the last shooting phase. And 2 taxes.
Aha.
Hm?
Ja. Bringt mir ja nichts. Ich kann nur noch Karten kaufen, aber es bringt mir nichts.
Buys 2 other cards. I pass, I don't have anything. No cards, no coins. Or you can of course also discard to get better cards.
Ich werfe 4 Karten ab.
He discards
2
4 cards to get
Münzen
2 coins.
und dann mit diesen 2 Münzen ab und frei.
And yeah, we didn't have that so far. Gives away 2 coins to unturn 1 action point. That is also an act that can be done anytime as long as you have coins. By the way, acts can only be done as long as the player whose turn it is has not announced his action that he does. So if she wants to do something and I said I'm gonna play, then she needs to wait. But if she's faster, of course, before I open my mouth to announce my action, she can do it before my action. I still pass.
Ja, klar.
So we build. Go. first. She plays on sale, card number 62, which allows her to use one super shot of a guild that is destroyed or already in the reserves. So she could also use the super shot of a destroyed tower on the field and use it as ammunition. Each super shot can only be used once with that card. And she chose the Cathedral window from the Glaciers. Now she also has, of course, to pay for additional ammunition if she wants to use all of them. Now she has 6 ammunitions. Good job.
Ja, grazie. Niet genau gehen. Untitled.
And that's a tower down.
Der steht gut schräg, oder?
Ja, auf dem Fenster drauf.
Der kann nicht.
Müsste es blöd gehen.
Wenn jetzt. Aha. Was ist der andere?
Welcher andere?
Ja, Würfel.
Das ist okay. Ich habe keine Ahnung.
Da hinten.
Was sind gut enough? Achtung Balkon. Achtung Balkon.
Der geschliffen.
Der geht noch runter.
Glaubst
So if a die is like this, kind of caught up in the defenses, we leave it as it is and we'll see if it falls down during the rest of the attacks.
Coin.
Take that. I also have to pay, of course, again for my additional attacks. Now we can reroll it, please. Just so you can. Thanks for that. Clean up phase, first the stones, then the supports, then the towers, and with the towers, all other supports. Move the towers back into the hexagon. They occupy the most, I would say, still is. Okay, round 7. I go first. I'll turn action points of course. Collect taxes. By the way, taxes can only be collected after drawing the cards in each round. That's also a detail. I'm gonna play Gathering of Guilds, card number 9. Allows me to roll 1 die, and according to its value I can bring back reserves from any guild, and I can boost it with up to 2 coins.
Was ist
Gilded Chapter. That's a 5, so I can bring back 5. Yeah. I'm gonna take these 4 and one of them.
Ich passe.
She passes, and I'm gonna buy 16 stones. I pass as well. Let's build. What?
Wie geht das?
Was?
Ist so schnell rum jetzt?
Ich weiß es auch nicht. Hilf mir.
10.
Time's running out. I need to put this somehow. So
Hast du doch vorher nur auf Pause gedrückt? 3,
it
2,
isn't destroyed.
1.
So anyhow. Perhaps I forgot to reset the timer or something. That was going way too fast for me.
Ganz knapp.
Not lucky on these ones.
Tim, Tim, Tim.
Pay for last ammo die. Oh, that was far off.
Hast du keine Konterie gehabt?
Nein.
Alles oder nichts vollboostet. Darf ich jetzt mit denen noch einen noch zurückdrehen, um nachher die Munition... nachher. Jetzt lasse ich zuerst die durch und nachher kann ich aufnehmen.
Yeah. So she plays all or nothing. This is a card that has a crown symbol, which represents the action point. This means when playing this card, she can turn additional action points to increase the effect. So she can raise the number 1, up to how many times?
Also 1, 2, 3 auf 4.
1 for the card and 2 boosts.
3 Boosts.
3 boosts. So she can use 4 undestroyed supports as ammunition. Now she has 8 ammo,
9 im Ganzen.
9 with the super shot, and needs to decide which to use. So probably she's gonna unturn an action point with her 2 coins and then use the
Also noch nicht, jetzt lasse ich zuerst die 4.
use the 4 supports and the super shot and then 3 ammo dice probably. If a support is going off the mat in a non-destroyed state, it will go back in destroyed state onto the mat, because everything that's off the mat is also considered destroyed.
Das ist so schwierig mit dem.
Yeah. Of course, this ammo is very hard to handle as everything has a different shape and weight ratio. And that's a gunner! We have a winner. I didn't play this one because I'm nice. I could have teleported out my tower or her tower. But for the sake of showing one more important element that would have come in the next round, we're gonna set it like this, as if it wouldn't have been destroyed. Move on to the 8th round, get 2 cards each as before, and then from round 8 to 10 it's apocalypse mode, which means before attacking in the attack phase and before playing cards in the attack phase, that's the first thing you're gonna do, is you take the rock super shot, place it in your hand of the back of the hand facing upwards, and you get to throw the rock as a meteor strike onto your opponent's playmat. In round 8, both players do that once. In round 9, both players do that twice. And in round 10, both players do that thrice. So it goes like this, try to hit the tower, and she gets to throw back 1 time. That also was almost a kill. Then we attack regularly with the ammo that we have for that round and proceed with the game as usual, except that there are more meteor strikes in the coming rounds 9 and 10. And that's basically it. Gen 1 with 1 tower left against 0 towers at my end. I hope you enjoyed watching and it all made some sense for understanding the game. Thanks and goodbye.